Hi there, I'm Hedgehog and welcome to the mod farm. Every episode a new mod or part of a new mod. Are you ready? Let's go! And it is nearly 3:30 in the morning here on day 15 on Hedgehog's mod farm. And welcome to the new and revamped entrance into the farm. And that's because I had to make the driveway a little bit wider. As to why, we'll find that out in the upcoming episodes, but it might have something to do there with the entrance down there. You're going to see the entrance in a minute anyways, because we're going to come out of there. But today, day 15, why are we awake so early? Because we're going to go fishing. And of course, everybody knows if you're going to go fishing, then you're going to have to wake up really, really early. So today, Meancloud's fishing mod. Episode 5 here in the mod farm. Now, there's 1, 2, 3 schematics in there. Let me press R, let me take all of it, and let me read the schematics. So we have a fish trap schematic, we have the fishing rod schematic, and we have a fine fishing rod schematic. Okay, now, the other option in order to be able to craft all of it, and that's if we start searching fish. We have the fishing spear, the fishing rod, the fish trap, and the fine fishing rod. So 1, 2, 2, and 3 we need to test out manually. And the fish traps are the first thing we're going to be putting down because we're going to have to wait for that to catch some fish. Fishing rods. To catch fish, to catch fish. Ah, there. It unlocks by living off the land. And this one also by living off the land. So the fishing rods and the fishing traps is by living off the land. And the fishing spear is open as of the start. Now, if we're looking at what we need for the fishing spear. Small stone, plant fibers, some wood. So that one is going to be the easiest to make. And you can make it straight off the bat in your backpack. You don't need a workbench or anything for it. So that's the one we're going to be making. Then we go here in the workbench. And then let's have a quick look for fish. Fine fishing rod and the fishing rod. Let's start with the fishing rod. Is 30 polymers, 15 forged iron, 2 mechanical parts, 2 sewing kits, and a fishing weight. And then we have the fine fishing rod, which is also scrap polymers, forged steel, 10 of them, mechanical parts, 1 military fiber, and also a lead fishing weight. Now, they respectively take 3.5 and 4.5 minutes to make. Now, the trap. The fish trap. What am I lacking? Small stones. Yeah, let me quickly hop down. There I have the stone resources. I still have a few. Let's grab a couple of thousand. Okay, now, the fish trap. Do I make it... Here, did I check properly? No, I need more plant fibers. Do I have? Because I would like to know, can I make them off the bat? And can I do that in my backpack, or do I need to... There. Okay, so also the fish trap I can make in my backpack. It takes about 40 seconds to make one. Now, I'm going to take out of here what I already have. Because I already have a couple pre-made, because otherwise it's going to take too long. Cloth fragments and iron. Okay. Now, I need to head off to the docks anyways. I have no cloth there. No. Okay. And let's grab some iron. I think I have enough, but... There. Now we can make 10 more. Perfect. Okay, so now we head down to our beautiful basement and let's go find ourselves some water. Because we have the fishing rods, we've got the fish traps on us. But also we have wood frames, a wood and a nail gun on us. There we go. There you can already see the beautiful basement I've built. Hence why we have a new and fancy entrance, but... There, let's head on out. And then we're gonna make a left turn towards the burn biome. Because just before the burn biome there is a small little lake And I have to admit, it's the second time I'm making this episode because I had some issues with putting down the fish traps. And I'm going to show you guys what is the issues that I had and how did I actually fix it. Because I do like the fish traps and it was a little bit of a headache in order to figure it all out. Okay, now here below we have a little bit of water. There, that's a very small lake. I mean, technically with the fishing rods we can fish there, not with the spear. Okay, and here we have the little river going towards the bigger lake. Look at that. Okay, so this is where we're going to be doing our fishing. Now, the first thing I want to do is I want to put down the fish traps because they're going to take time in order to catch the fish. And otherwise, we're going to have to wait for that. So we have 8 at the moment. Now, if I click on it, it gives me the description and it tells me right-click to place near water. You need to be standing in natural water and place the trap on the shore, not over the water. It will occasionally trap fish and other debris. Okay, now, if I put it in my hotbar, I cannot use it. I cannot put it down anywhere because you need to be far enough in the water for that little icon to pop up. And if we go here, that buff means that we are fishing. And then technically you can put it down, but now you're too far away in order to put it down. So, how did I overcome that? And that is where this comes in. Let me quickly head over to this side. Okay, there. Don't forget to put a block on the floor every once in a while. Because if you don't, you're going to have a bad time. There, I forgot to turn off the AI. Let's quickly do that. Because we would like to go fishing and not zombie hunting at the moment. Okay, so now I have 10 fish traps. If I now stand in the water, I am right here and look at that. I can nicely put them there on top of the frames I just put down. So that is how I overcome that problem. Every now and then you need to jump up a little. Okay, so those are the 10 frames I had. Now let me go to God mode. Oh, I got 11. The 10 fishing traps. Okay. Now, can I still manage that one? Yes, I can. Perfect. Okay, now let me grab the nail gun and let me actually turn them into solid wood. Okay, so because that's going to give me that little bit of extra stability. You want to be nicely upgraded, that's fine by me. Okay, so that is one, and while I'm here and I am working on making a platform to fish anyways. There. Yeah, water remains funny here in 7 days. See, because that's now dry all of a sudden. But that's okay. I mean, that is occupied by other blocks, so that kind of makes sense. See, we turn it into a nice little fishing dock. And that way we get to actually fish. There we go. Okay, so now what do we have to do? We use our spear and again, let's read. Let me get that out of the hotbar. Let's read what the description says. Right click to place near water. That was the fishing trap here. The fishing spear. This fishing spear is crude, but it will get the job done. Right click on natural water to fish. Now, that is the description. It doesn't work like that. So again, we jump into the water until we get that little water droplet. and then we left click to stab, and then we right click in order to get the fish. So you right click in the water to stab, and then you right click in order to get the fish off of it. There we go. And then whatever you gather there. Now, how many do we have? We have 5. Let's get up to 10. So we have some stuff to compare later on. And that's all while we're waiting for the fish traps to do their job. Okay, so that is 8. 2 more. Okay, now we have 11. There, 10. That's what I needed. Okay, so now, this is what we caught. And let me literally put them down here. And I'm going to pull some storage chests. I'll put the fancy ones. And I shall put down 1. Why does it do it like that? There. We'll try that again. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now what do we need is, I guess it is a knife. I am not too sure about that. Let's get a nice level 6 so we get the most out of it. Don't overclick it there. Okay, so we're going to use 5 on the machete. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so this box is then tier 1. And we shall put in there first our machete, and then we have 1 fish, and we caught 1 cloth. Yep, that's about it. That can now be there, and let me just put everything else in there. There. And then also we put in the spear right there. Okay, then next we go for the hunting knife. Now, I know that the sample size is really small. We only have 1 fish, so it doesn't really make a difference if we're using either the hunting knife or the fish based on such a small sample size. But then again, otherwise we're going to be here until Christmas next year. I thought I brought the other. There. Then it is time to use our fishing rod. Now, here the fishing rod also has the description. The fishing rod is a long, flexible pole used to catch fish. Right-click on natural water to fish. That one actually works. I mean, we select it on the hotbar, we right-click. You might have found something. There we go. And then we need to go here and we right-click again to place it. Just like you place any other block. There. So this is definitely faster than the spear. If it is going to be better, that's the question. Okay, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that is 10. So we then grab the hunting knife because it is the easiest. I don't have anything on me besides my nail gun and my fishing rod. Okay, there we go. And what did we get? We got 3 fish, 1 piece of cloth, 1 piece of paper, and a prawn. Awesome. So we have some prawns already. Now, let's have a look at the fine fishing rod. And the fine fishing rod is a long, flexible pole used to catch lots of fish. Right-click on natural water. So according to the description, we should be catching a lot more. Well, let's see, that is one. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 10. There we go. So that one goes in there. Now the fine fishing rod goes in there. And we again take our beautiful hunting knife. There we go. 2 prawns and 4 fish. So if we're looking solely at the fish, we've got 2 fish from the spear and 1 piece of cloth. We've got 3 fish and 1 prawn. Cloth fragments on paper from the fishing rod. And we've got 4 fish and 2 prawns from the fine fishing rod. So the fine fishing rod definitely gives us more return. Look at that. And that is the first fishing trap, which has spawned us with some loot. Are we going to wait for all of them to spawn? Well, yeah, it looks like they're all slowly spawning into full fish traps, which is nice. Now, again, usually it takes a little bit longer. Like I did with the farming mod, I've also here increased the upgrade speed of the fishing traps, so we don't have to wait for too long. Usually it takes 3 times longer. Let's say the number is 9, I've reduced it to 3. So normally if you have to wait 9 minutes, now you only have to wait 3 minutes. I don't know exactly how many minutes or what the count is, how it works, but I know that I've reduced it by 3. Okay, let me empty out everything that we have in here. Let's take all the fish and prawns together. There, and everything goes here in this beautiful box. Then let's have a quick peek, because we have loads of new recipes. Let's quickly pull a fireplace. I mean, we're not going to be cooking it here, but at least we can have a look. Good. So here we have boiled fish. For that we need raw fish and water. Boiled prawns, we need the prawns, and boiled water. We need 4 of them though, so it takes quite a bit of prawns in order to get boiled prawns. Then we have the charred fish, which is easy. You can make that as soon as you have raw fish. Like the charred meat. It's just that charred meat takes 4 and charred fish only takes 1 fish. Charred prawns again takes 4. Now, here we go further down. Fish soup takes raw fish, potatoes, plant fiber, and bottled water. So it is something that is fairly easily to make, fairly early game, in order to get your health up. Now, we're going to be testing out the foods once we start cooking. I never kept the cornmeal because I genuinely hate it. Now, I know 2 cornmeal and a can of salmon turn into fish tacos. And the stats you get from fish tacos is unbelievable. Let me grab it. That's the canned one. That's the one which is in the vanilla game. And look at that. You get 46 stamina, a health of 40, and 4% food poisoning, which is the annoying part, but 4% is not too bad compared to the other foods we have in the game. Now, looking here, the fish tacos, you can make it with 2 grilled fish, and a grilled fish you make of 1 fish, and you need a cooking grill. So you go fishing a little bit, you find some cornmeal. God, I hate cornmeal. You find some cornmeal, 2 pieces of it, you make 2 grilled fish, and you can make yourself a fish taco, a fresh one. And a fresh fish taco, that's the one, has, surprise, surprise, the same stats as the canned fish taco, the vanilla one. It only has 2% food poisoning, so half of the amount that the canned one has. Which is odd, but it is what it is. So that is something which is fish tacos, 2 cornmeal, 2 grilled fish. For grilled fish, where was it? Grilled fish, you need 1 raw fish and you need a cooking grill. So it is super easy to make early game, and it's going to extremely buff your health as well as your max stamina. Still not sure if it's going to tempt me to keep the cornmeal instead of dump that shit like it should be. I mean, we usually dump it in the garbage and that's where it kind of belongs. Okay, that is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, still need to wait for 3 more traps to spawn. And then we have a count of 10. Because I did everything else with 10, so I'll stick here with 10 as well. We'll see which one is the first one and the last one to spawn a fish. Okay. So, that for the fish tacos and me getting distracted. What do we have with prawns? We have boiled, charred, and grilled prawns. We have the same with the fish. I guess you have it boiled, charred, and grilled, because we already saw that. They are grilled fish. Now, then there's also pickled fish. Pickled fish is raw fish, vinegar, and bottled water. Now, vinegar is a beer and a glass jar, and you cook it. Okay. Then we have fish and chips. We need potato, vinegar, animal fat, and raw fish. It takes 4 raw fish and 1 animal fat, which is, okay, a little bit out of balance, but it kind of does make sense now. And it needs the vinegar, of course, because fish and chips you eat with vinegar. So there's quite a bit of extra meals that have come into play. Now, I still have 1, 2, 3, 4 to spawn. Am I empty? Yeah, okay, let's dump the fish tacos. And let me start opening traps. That is the first one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so now we have 7 traps that we emptied. We have 27 fish, 30 prawns, 1 piece of cloth, and 7 rotten fish. Now, the rotten fish, I wouldn't say not too interesting, because the rotten fish, what we do with it, where did I put it? Here, yeah. Okay, the only thing you can do with it is you can turn it into rotting flesh. Now, sounds silly, but it sounds like a fairly good idea again. Simply because rotting flesh turns into farm plots, and these are really easy to make early game. Because what did we need for a fish trap? We needed 25 cloth fragments. Now, picking cotton you can do pretty much anywhere in the world. 5 iron. Use your stone axe on a cairn. You get some plant fibers, wood, and small stones are easy to do. So making a fish trap is super easy early game, and it gives you quite a lot of it in return. Now, I'm not saying you need to put down 10, but if you put 2 or 3, that's going to give you a fairly solid flow of food. Okay, so let's pick up whatever we have and whatever... Okay, there's the next one. Let's pick it. Okay, so we had 6 fish in there. And then let's head back to our beautiful bike. It's over here. Okay, so that's how the fishing poles, the fish traps, and my little bit of a fix as to not being able to place the fishing traps. So at least you can use it fairly early game. Now, let's head back home and let's get to our kitchen We've already put down the fireplace and we have a cooking grill and all that down there. There we go. Now, look at that. It is 12 noon. We're done fishing, which is kind of realistic. So we're now heading home to cook ourselves some beautiful, well, I wouldn't say lunch because it's not going to be ready in time for lunch. But let's make ourselves some nice food and then let's see what benefits it gives us. Because there's all sorts of different things we need to try and make. Now, it's going to take some time, so I'll use the creative menu to spawn in some of it. Down into my parking garage. Right there. Look at that. Okay. No, we needed to go to our kitchen. Open the door. Okay, now this one is empty. No, it is not. That's where we have all the stuff from our cooking episode. Okay, so we have the fish, we have the prawns. Anything else we need? No, we do not. So let's go to our junk box, which is nice and empty. I actually took the effort to empty it for a change. Okay, so all that is now empty. Okay. Fish and prawns. Raw fish and raw prawns. Now, I know that I needed some beer to make vinegar. And since the only beers I actually have are there. The only beers I have is the cheap beer. Oof. Making vinegar takes 12 minutes. Okay, so we made some vinegar. Now, what do we want? We want first a charred fish, charred prawns, then we want a grilled fish and grilled prawns. See, I mean, and waiting for this takes quite a bit of time, but then we want 2 grilled fish for a fish taco. And then everything else, I think, was with... Yeah, that was the grilled fish. Fish and chips was with raw fish. Fish stew. Surf and turf is prawns and raw meat. Fish soup was with raw fish, potatoes, plant fibers, and bottled water. Okay. Now, raw meat. I don't think I actually have. Do I have raw meat? I mean, I've got plenty of raw meat, but not the raw meat they want. See, now we do. So then I can make a surf and turf. Oh my. Cornmeal. An ear of corn. Let's go here. Well, while I'm at it, let me also take some potatoes. Here. No, okay. I have another door here. And there we go. I have water. So now we make... No, I'm not going to make that much cornmeal. I needed 2, I'll make 4. Okay. So when I have that, look at all the food options with just all this. I want the fish soup. What am I lacking? I am lacking plant fibers. Okay, now I have. So now I can make the fish soup. There we go. So the fish soup is also on its way. Now let's go through. Boiled fish. Did we do? No, not yet. Boiled prawns, neither. Charred fish we have. Charred meat we have. Well, we don't need. Charred prawns we have. Fish soup is on the way. Fish tacos. Let's make those. Grilled fish we have. Grilled prawns we have. Surf and turf. We have, right? I asked for a surf and turf, didn't I? Ah, there. Let me put all of that nicely down. Grilled fish, grilled prawns. That is charred, that is grilled. And that is the... Okay. Okay, spot. Let's put that one there. Let's put the fish soup there. Then we have boiled fish. That goes there. Then we have boiled prawns. Anything else that is missing, we have the fish tacos. Okay. Now, let's quickly go through. Boiled fish, we have prawns. We have charred fish. We have charred prawns. We have fish soup. We have grilled fish. We have grilled prawns. We have surf and turf. We have fish tacos. We have fish and chips is missing. We're missing animal fat. Not in there. Was that animal fat? No, that was diced onions. No, that was animal fat. Good. So that's the fish and chips. And that is all of it. Yeah, looks like. Okay, so that is all the different foods. That's going to take 45 seconds more. While we wait for that, let's put the rest of all this fishy, smelly goodness in there. 30 seconds to go. Good. So, the boiled fish. Max stamina 6, health 4, food poisoning 4. Prawns, exact same stats. So boiled fish, boiled prawns, they are lousy at best. Then we go for charred, is even worse. So the order needs to be like that. Yes. So the charred is only 5 stamina, 2 health, 4 food poisoning. To boil it, it goes up by 1 and 2 for health. So you have 6, 4 and 4%. Grilled goes up a little bit more, max stamina 8, health 4, and 4 food poisoning. Now, if you take 2 of those, that is 16, 8, and still 4% food poisoning because percentages don't add. Then, turning it into fish tacos is 46, 40, and 2% only. That is really, really tempting. But we also have the fish soup, which is 4 more in max stamina, so it brings it up to 50. Max health adds health only 25, but does add 20 water, and it is again 4% food poisoning. Then we have the surf and turf, which is a nice and tasty meal. It is 20 max stamina, 10 health, and 4% food poisoning. So if I have that much in ingredients, I mean, the potatoes are the pain in the butt to get, but the bottled water is easy, the plant fibers is easy, the raw fish is easy. So once you get to getting a potato seed, you best just start cooking up fish soup. Now, you get your hands on a corn seed or on cornmeal. Oh, it will be actually really good to start cooking up fish tacos. God, I hate them. Now, let's have a look at the last one. Fish and chips. What are the stats on the fish and chips? Max stamina of 50, a health of 25. So it has the same stats as the fish soup, but it doesn't have the water. Now, fish soup or fish and chips. Fish soup is 2 potato, 2 plant fiber, and a bottle of water. But for that you need the vinegar, and for the vinegar you need the beer. Beer you either need to find, which is not too difficult, but you need to cook it. It takes time, and you need the animal fat. Okay, so base ingredients are fairly the same. The fish soup is easier to make than the fish and chips. Okay, so let me quickly cut in here. While I was editing the episode, which was recorded earlier, I noticed that there's actually 2 dishes I forgot I missed out on. Because if I have a look here, look at that. There's prepared sushi. Now, initially I wrote that off to the Farm Life mod because that one is still active. But then I went through the icons for this mod and I saw that prepared sushi actually belongs to the fishing mod. So there we go. That's raw fish and plant fibers. Let's make that. And of course, that is how we found out about the vinegar in the first place, because we have the pickled fish as well. Now, the pickled fish is going to take a little bit more time to prepare, and in order to properly compare these dishes and this food, let's get ourselves some new fish tacos. Then we had the surf and turf, which wasn't too great. I mean, stats wise, the fish soup on the other hand was very, very decent. Then we also had the fish and chips. Right there. Okay, and look at that. Now we have the sushi there as well. How long do we have to wait? 1 minute 30 for the pickled fish. Okay, well, let's have a quick look again at this here. Okay, so we have the fish tacos was 46.40. The only one which got close to that was the fish soup and the fish and chips, but they have less in max health. So if you are running low on health, fish taco, definitely something you need to push in your face. Sushi, wow. Max stamina of only 7, health of 3, and food poisoning of 6. I mean, then again, look at what you need in order to make it. Prepared sushi is 1 raw fish and 3 plant fibers. Whereas this one, let me pull the sushi from here. Okay, so we have sushi rice. Okay, so if we combine the two, if we take the Farm Life mod and the sushi here, we've got 7 and 3. We take the rice with it, is 15 and 3, and no food poisoning. Definitely better. Now, is there anything, what can I make with it? Spicy salmon roll. Yep, let's take the spicy salmon roll. Now, look at that. So, either we take the Farm Life mod, let's get rid of the rice, there we go. We take the Meancloud's fishing mod, we have 7 max stamina, 3 health, and 6% food poisoning. Or we invest a little bit of time in it, we grow the fish ourselves, so we have no food poisoning, 13 health, and 33 max stamina. Which is all very nice. I still consider both of them garbage. Let's go for the fish tacos, because it's much easier to make. God, I finally have a purpose for that beautiful cornmeal. And then we have here the pickled fish, which is max stamina of 12, health of 6, and food poisoning 4%. So definitely still the way to go is either the fish soup or the fish tacos, but that means that we need to utilize the cornmeal. Okay, let's throw that all around the kitchen. This can all go back into my inventory. And that's it. Let's get back to the previous recording and let's taste all that yummy food. Okay, well, and since I have all of the food, let's gamble it. Let's stuff my face full like I always do at the end of a food episode. Let's get all that goodness in me and let's see if we're actually going to hit the food poisoning from all of it. So far, not yet. And I am stuffing my face. there. Oh. It's a good thing overeating is not a thing here in this game. Now, what is my stats looking at? Let me get out of the site there. There. What are my stats looking at? Water is at 165, which I thought should be going up. My food is going up. It's at 99, 201. Look at that. All that juicy goodness is getting into my warm belly. And that's all for this mod for today here on the mod farm. Thank you very much for joining. Remember to subscribe to the channel. And for those wanting to support, you can do so on either Patreon or on tghedgehog.com. Follow me on Facebook. All links are in the description. And I see you next time till we meet again.